Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? We had to do our good morning. I thought that was a brilliant interview from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Always so gracious. A very important figure in the Nigerian literary landscape. World literature. I know she's one of your favorite, Dr. Abati. I saw you blushing the whole time. Yes, learned a lot, really. I hope our viewers enjoyed that interview. Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The demolition of a property belonging to the brother of Labour Party leader Peter Obi has sparked a debate online regarding the controversy surrounding property rights and the rule of law in Nigeria. On Tuesday, Peter Obi stated that his younger brother's company's property in Ikeja, Lagos, was demolished without a court order or proper notice, despite efforts to intervene and seek an explanation. No legitimate reason or authority for the demolition was presented. Peter Obi said that the court judgment shown to him was against unknown persons and squatters and did not specify his brother or the property, nor did it contain any demolition order or permit. Well, let's take a listen before we take some reactions.
Is that how a country works? They just came suddenly, started demolition. You know, if my brother didn't have a brother like me, they would. He wanted to enter here. They say, no, you can't enter. We have court injunction. What about court injunction that allows somebody to enter into another person's property, refusing for removing his things and everything, and demolition everywhere? What about court injunction is that? This is a family property belonging to my brother. He bought this probably about 10, 15 years ago. Yesterday, he called me frantically. He said some people have just jumped into my property in Ikeja and have removed the roof and are demolishing the property, and he doesn't know what is happening. When he asked them, they said they have a court injunction, that they have obtained court order, that they are the owner of the property. I said, can I see the court papers? I know who you sued. I saw the court papers, and it says they sued an unknown person. How can you say a house that has been built up is owned by an unknown person? Can you see the rascality in this country? Can you see what is happening in this country? And you are talking about foreign investor. Look at what local investor is investing. Look at what Nigerians have. Look at this rascality. I'm ready to, that's why I'm making it open. Let the owner come so we can meet and talk. Let him tell me how he got involved in this.
Peter Obi right there at his brother's property, talking to the people of the press. He came into from Abuja to Lagos, where he got a call from his brother saying that, you know, the property was demolished without any, prior notice. And he's owned the property. His brother has owned the property since 2011. We have documents to show. He did send me. I did speak with Peter Obi this morning as well. I'm sure that I've shown you some of the documents that, I got to buttress his claim that he does own the property. And also we have another document, if you can pull up those documents, of the actual people who went to court to get an order for demolition. That's Peter Obi's brother's property, to show his deed of assignment. And, I don't understand how this happened, Dr. Abati. I'd like your comment before I take this reaction.
Okay, I'll just state a number of principles. What you are doing here, what we're dealing with here, is about claim with regard to property. Under the law of property, possession is 99% of the law. And Mr. Peter Obi pointed out that, look, his brother has been in charge of this property for over 15 years, which is to say that it's not a case of an abandoned property and all of that. Two, he says that the legal document that was shown to him was about an unknown persons who were involved in the litigation. There's no such thing as an unknown person in law. Even in criminal law, in corporate law, the locus classicus is a case called Solomon and Solomon. So even where you do not know the identity, where there is a corporate entity involved, as is the case in this, Nest Foods Limited, the principle in Solomon and Solomon, 1896, Every student of law of real property knows it. You can unveil, you can lift the veil. It's about lifting the veil. So why did the court not lift the veil in this particular matter to know who the real owner of the property is and who is in charge of in possession of that property at a particular time? However, there's another principle in law. That's why I say I will just state principles. It is called ubi jus ibi remedium. Ubi jus ibi remedium says where there is a right, there is a remedy. If Mr. Peter Obi and his brother are saying that they have a right to the property, the appropriate place to go is still the same court of law to assert their rights and to prove their rights. So this is a matter for lawyers, to go back to the same court and say, well, this property does not belong to an unknown person. The unknown person exists. Okay, you have the duty to lift the veil. We have helped you to lift the veil. Then let the legal contest begin. But the general issue that can be discussed on television that Mr. Peter Obi raised is that if there is lawlessness, if you don't respect the rule of law, then you discourage investors, whether they are local, like his brother, running Nest Foods, or they are foreigners. Because if they cannot buy property, they cannot invest in property, then anybody can just go to court and then relying on that court allegation, that court process that can be challenged, then of course, business people would think that this is not an enabling environment. The responsibility of government, either at the federal level or at the state level, is to ensure the rule of law.
Yes.
Is to provide an enabling environment for business to thrive. Those points can be made at the level of argument, either by the litigant or on television. But the place to go to seek remedy is, in this particular case, as in others, the court of law.
Yeah, and I believe that Peter Obi has gone to court at this point. But my issue really is the lack of due process. A property that has been there for 15 years, there was no contact made. Until now, I believe Peter Obi is saying that the person who ordered the demolition of that property has not reached out to him till as we speak at this moment.
The owners also sleep on their rights.
Yes.
There's also something
I understand.
about sleeping on your rights.
Yes, I understand that.
But the place to go is court of law.
Yes.
With due respect, Dr. Abati, we talk like we don't know Nigeria sometimes. And that's the part I don't understand at this table. Is it not in this country, you and I know, that people will go and file a case in court. They will not allow the person involved know about it.
This is the issue.
They will fictitiously file it. And when it's almost time, they will just, maybe what happened last week. When they went to file another case against Natasha, it was just because a lawyer went to court that discovered them. They didn't serve them. It happens in this country. You see, when I was talking about institutional breakdown, people would think I'm just talking. But you and I know, so we can quote principle. Itasu sapanda, itasu kuloto, latasu kalaka. I speak Latin from today tomorrow. But you see, the truth is,
I cannot take sides in a matter where
Dr.
I don't
Abati,
know
I'm
the full
saying,
facts.
I'm just laying a background. We can speak Latin from today to tomorrow. But you and I know the shenanigan that goes on in the legal process in Nigeria. So when we quote Latin, the truth has to be said. We need to be able to investigate this case.
The issue.
And look deep. Because see,
Rufai.
we are quoting Latin, Dr. Abati. Lagos State has now come out to say that it's not Labscar that did the demolition. So who did the demolition?
This is the question.
So if they carry police, go and demolish somebody's property when you are supposed to be having a back and forth in court, and Lagos State has come to say, me one bell. So like you quote Latin from today to tomorrow. See, Nigeria will turn your brain. Nigeria man, you are waiting. All we are just saying is that with due respect, Mr. Peter Obi should go, like you said, he should not sleep on his right. He should go to court and be able to assert himself. Because he as a party, the next food as a party was not copied. Yes. The case was against unknown person. And you got police to go effect this and you effected a demolition.
Wait, I have
Lagos State regulatory body has said they have nothing about it.
Yes, they just said
Nigeria will turn you mad.
So this petition was from Rose of Sharon solicitors, and the person's name that was on it is Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo. I mean, Peter Obi is a public figure, and we have come out with this story. At least let us know really how this happens in Nigeria. I can't believe that I'll be waking up one day and then someone will just come and demolish my property. That's what it appears to be at this point.
No institutions.
It's not the only thing that is happening. It's not the first time. Also, I would like to take Betty Akeredolu's tweet. I'll read it in part. And, she wrote, my brother, sorry about what happened. Like Lagos, like Owo. We are in the season of demolition. It's happening because Guy men occupy positions. On June 21st, 2025, Lucky Aiyedatiwa ordered the demolition of the monument built in memory of Owo Catholic Church massacre that shocked the nation on June 5th, 2022. What kind of leadership defiles the memory of innocent souls in such a callous manner? Lucky Aiyedatiwa's demolition of Owo Church Massacre Monument is not only an act of profound insensitivity, it is a desecration of sacred ground. That monument was built by my late husband, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, SANCON, a son of Owo, was a solemn tribute to lives violently cut short in a house of worship. It symbolized collective mourning, remembrance, and healing. I mean, this was part of her tweet, and she's completely apt. How do you demolish such monument without due process? We have videos of the demolition, if you can put that up. And this is sort of conversation. Because,
it's an aberration. So, you want to remove the memory that people died?
Yes, this is.
Isn't that people didn't die?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you untie the people that died? Nigeria, all right. So, if you say, oh, God.
All right, we'll follow up on the story as always. Well, and we'll get Dr. Abati is laughing. Well, I guess we'll get an account of the people who sent those people to demolish Peter Obi's brother's property. Meanwhile, the Obidient Peoples Party, which appears to be linked to the Obidient movement, is said to be among the 110 associates seeking registration as new political parties in Nigeria. The Independent National Electoral Commission announced on Tuesday that it had received multiple applications from aspiring parties. It is not clear if the party is linked to Peter Obi, under whom the Obidient movement gained momentum during the lead-up to the 2023 general election. The Obidient movement launched a digital portal for member registration and the issuance of identity cards in April 2025. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu said that all 110 applications will be processed fairly regardless of the promoter's status. Meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has dismissed the various coalitions forming against him as political IDPs. Tinubu spoke at a one-day presidential state visit to Nasarawa State on Wednesday, where he inaugurated projects. He urged his supporters not to pay attention to his political opponents as they are in a coalition to unseat themselves. Let's take a look.
Sule is doing well because Bola Tinubu is doing well too. Those who trigger the alley politics and the partition of coalition, suddenly, just don't pay them any attention. They are the political IDPs. Don't give them a home. The hope is here. I'm not geared for what they try to pull on me. Alley political campaign. Who is a politician who will keep quiet when the gangsterism are forming a coalition to unseat themselves?
Mungbe revolution ball. Every time I hear him speak with so much confidence, I am so, I mean, he's saying that the coalition parties, we should just disregard them, but we are seeing, 110 parties registered, and we've seen this new Obidient party being among them. What are your thoughts really quickly?
Well, of those 110 parties, my favorite was Village Intelligence Party.
Village
that was the party for me, and I'm behind them 100%.
Right.
On a serious note, we know that almost every year or every seasonally INEC does deregister parties from the political register, and it's always in huge numbers. So it's no surprise to see this huge influx of potential parties coming to the table. It doesn't mean all of them will be successful, and it doesn't even mean all of them have, it's not easy to register a political party in Nigeria because you need nationwide representation. You need, the things that are required are quite cumbersome. So of course, of these 110 applications, it will be narrowed down, but we're now curious to see how it will be narrowed down. Another thing that raised interest was the fact that there are two ADA parties there, ADA parties. And, some are saying that, okay, if they're both registered, it will, hopefully it won't cause confusion on the ballot if there's the ADA, the coalition, and the other ADA. As for the president saying, well, if they're coming for me, what do you expect me to just fold my hands? That's just the reality of
Absolutely.
it, is that, but what we implore is that he should not respond with politicking. We want him to respond with good work and more good work and more good work. That is how you silence your opponents.
That's how you silence your
On
opponent.
party registration, just to say that Samuel Lumekun, the spokesperson of INEC, has already said that what they have received is expression of interest, not formal applications. And out of these 110, only 10 have submitted expressions of interest. However, party registration is guided by law. Section 221, 222 of the 1999 Constitution, Section 75, 76, 77 of the Electoral Act 2022, and INEC guidelines and regulations is after following all these provisions under the law that you can even formally apply for registration.
All right.
And the process, has been articulated by INEC. You have to even get Form EC 15A sub 1.
All right.
It's when you get that you can begin to talk about formal registration. What we can say is that INEC should be fair to all parties concerned, and there should be no discrimination.
Well, all right. Well said. We'll take our story now under a milestone. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has penned a heartfelt tribute following the passing of Chief Cornelius Olatunji Adebayo, a former governor of Kwara State who died on Tuesday, June 25th, at the age of 84. President Tinubu sent condolence messages, and we at Arise News also condole with the family and the people of Kwara State. Shall we take our final story under Milestone? Well, June 25th marked a special milestone for the President's Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. In his congratulatory message, President Tinubu highlighted Gbajabiamila's significant contributions to Nigeria's democracy and legislature, noting that his long career in the House of Representatives, where he served 6 terms, including as Speaker from 2019 to 2023. President Tinubu also recognized Gbajabiamila's dedication to the development of Lagos State, particularly his Surulere constituency, and encouraged him to continue his support for the Renewed Hope agenda, wishing him a healthy, long life. We at Arise News also wish Femi Gbajabiamila a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I always love our milestone stories. Now I know Femi Gbajabiamila is 63. Happy birthday. Now we'll take our final story. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu showed off his dance moves on Wednesday during a Thanksgiving service held to mark his 60th birthday. The event drew dignitaries, family, friends, and well-wishers from all walks of life as part of a series of activities organized in honor of the governor's Diamond Jubilee. Let's take a look.
May God be side, double sweater. I'm young, ordinary, paranoid. I can picture this world without you, my life. Oh, baby.
Another dancing governor. Congratulations, Governor Samuel Dr. Abati. You were there. I told you I was going to ask.
I was there.
Where are the implications?
And I enjoyed
Where
myself.
are the implications?
No,
you
it
have
was
to
a praise
bring
and
it.
worship session.
Yes.
And look, we've grown so much with this
Yes.
gospel music.
Right.
That you can have a proper party,
Yes.
mainstream style.
It was beautiful to
and
see
it
the
brought all of
different-
them together
Yes.
to thank God.
Yeah, oh, that
I
was
had
beautiful.
fun. I enjoyed myself.
Yes.
Where were you
Abati.
people?
I don't know. We were waiting for you to
Okay.
tell us to come.
No,
I mean,
Don't worry.
I don't go to parties I'm not
Don't
invited.
worry. The governor will organize
So,
for
I
implications,
wasn't
you
invited,
should know.
so-
Well, all right.
The
And
IV
it's
didn't
also
drop, so I don't
refreshing.
get crash with
It's
this party.
refreshing
That's
to
it.
see
But I
that
wish
our
him a lot
governors
of,
are taking to
happiness.
the stage. First was Adeleke, then I saw Wufuru, and now Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is dancing. But I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. This was fun. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.